let's move over to, if you don't mind, maybe the information security sector. This is also a hot item. You know, we look at the our top priorities here. We ask, what is your top priority? And the macro view showed that cybersecurity, yet again, is the top priority that organizations are addressing in the next year. And so to that end, you know, yet another very crowded field. You know, this is a big crowded field, and one of our trends predictions was that we might see some acquisitions and mergers in this space in the coming year. So we'll wait and see how that works. But you know, again, following the same pattern we've had, let's start with some of the bigger players, the kind of, I guess we'll call them full service or broad security platform players. Companies like Microsoft and Palo Alto, Cisco, I think CrowdStrike, sort of veering in that direction. So give me a sense of some of these bigger players. Are you using some of these? Are you using all of them? What kinds of use cases do you have in security?
So for security, yes, we do use a couple of them. Cisco is one of them, right?
Sure.
We are using Know before.
Know before. Okay.
Yes, yeah, for training purposes and all things.
Cool.
Let me see.
We also have identity and access management players like Okta, and it's Auth0 that it owns, and lots of others.
For the moment, we are sticking with Microsoft Active Directory.
Sure,
right?
they do.
Just because, yeah. Again, there is I know that some, let's say, companies, they are, let's say, switching to these platforms, but for us, we said that, okay, at least some of them we do like to be in-house so that we are not at the mercy of the vendor, either because maybe, you know, like, especially when you have a big footprint like Okta, you will get a lot of attention, hackers, whatever you want, and everyone will try to exploit because if they manage to get inside, then right, you have access to a lot of things. Like, for example, recently we had to change all of our LastPass credentials, right?
Yeah.
We're using LastPass for managing and sharing credentials, and at the end of last year, they made the announcement that, oh, you know, the thing in the summer, August, that we thought that is something minor. By the way, all your secrets are now in hackers' hand.
Sure.
So we would like to keep the authentication part in house.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. That makes sense. Well, good. And then Know before, you mentioned them. We don't hear this vendor mentioned too often, but it's a high performer in our survey, generally speaking. It's got a pretty high net score, which is overall positive spending intentions, and becoming more pervasive over time, as you can see the line drifting to the right. So tell me about Know before. This is a security awareness training vendor, so to speak.
Yes.
When did you roll it out, and why did you choose it over any other alternatives?
I think it was like 7 years ago I started with them.
Wow. Okay.
And one of the main reasons for which we switched to Know before is the availability of trainings and materials.
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the vendors that are in the, say, training, security awareness training and or compliance trainings, they have like one or two modules for a particular topic, and that's it. The case of Know before is that if you go, they have multiple vendors that they use for the content. You have a lot of content, and you can select, you can choose. They have different sizes for training module, right? They can have like a micro module, couple of 2-3 minutes. Then you can have something bigger that takes half an hour for a particular topic. And especially for end users is good not to repeat the materials, because previously we were using Cofense for training, and the main complaint is like, oh, I saw this training again, or I saw this training last year, why are you doing this again, and all these things, right? So you can consider the end user some sort of child, right? You need to make them, let's say, you need to, I want to say incentivize, but it's not the correct term. They need something new, something, let's say, different, shiny, engaging to go through the training. Otherwise, it's a pain to like chase the person and say, do the training, because you have to, compliance, client requirements, all these things, and that's one of the, let's say, main reasons for which. And the other one is the price. Comparing with Proofpoint, because last year we, again, like I mentioned, we went through this 3-year cycle in which after 3 years we analyzed if there is something in the market. Proofpoint was more expensive than Know before, but in terms of like content, Know before is superior to Proofpoint.
Yeah, interesting.
And you can have you have compliance trainings, right? Starting with anti-bribery, sexual harassment, all these things I know before. Proofpoint is focused only on security awareness training.
Right. And then you mentioned Cofense before. Is that what you mentioned? They're an email security focused phishing training. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Good commentary on that.